Hey guys, this video is going to be absolutely crazy. You're probably going to be flummoxed at first, if I'm being real honest. But we're going to talk about the inherent flaws with traditional goal setting. So usually in the realm of fitness, when someone has a particular goal, maybe they want to lose 20 pounds, maybe they want to build a lot of muscle, they want to have a certain type of physique, or they want to achieve a certain level of lifts, maybe it's bench press 300 pounds. Well, in creating these goals and in setting these goals, what invariably happens is we project a certain level of happiness, fulfillment, and confidence in ourselves, and we project that onto the goal in the future. So we tell ourselves, man, when I have those chiseled six-pack abs, then life's going to be really good. Then everything's just going to fit together. Then I'm going to be confident and I'm going to be fulfilled and happy, and like that's what I need. Those six-pack abs are what I really need, and what happens in doing that? Maybe it's bench press 300 pounds. Maybe it's add 30 pounds of mass. Then I'll be happy and fulfilled. That's what's going on. And maybe it's a goal outside of fitness. Maybe it's a goal to make a lot of money. And you just think, when I have all that money, then everything will work together. And then I can do all these other great things. And what you're doing is you're offsetting or deferring your life into the future, because you're basically the implication of this type of goal setting and the outlook that comes with it is that you're not complete right now. That you and this moment that's happening as we speak is not enough. That you need this self-image that you have tied to a particular goal to make life become deeply just enriched. So this is what makes fitness friggin' hard as hell. This is what makes fitness so friggin' hard, because all of a sudden what should be highly joyous and uplifting and satisfying and rewarding in its own right, training, because training is awesome. When you're training properly, it is the most incredible thing ever. Eating healthy, fueling your body. There's so much power and so much amazingness in that. But when you become so attached to this goal and looking a certain way or achieving something external, your fitness journey, it just becomes a chronic obsession to arrive and to attain. I just want that 6% body fat. I want that 6% body fat. And every day is not fulfilling or joyous in its own right. There's no true value in each day. It's just a means to an end. A means to an end. You're eating this food because that's what you need to do to get to your goal. You're going to the gym because that's what you need to do to build some muscle. And there's no enthusiasm there. And it's a horrible way to go about living your life, and it won't last, and it's highly limiting. So what you must understand is that the real happiness and fulfillment comes from when you're actively engaged in something. So in other words, with my site, Kino Body, which has really exploded in the past few years, man, I had so much fun with that for the whole time, since I started from day one. Even though I was, just getting a few hundred visits a day or less, I was just loving it. Every time I was writing articles, creating content, interacting with people on my site, that was so empowering for me. That was everything I could ever have asked for. And even though it grew tenfold or whatnot and just exploded in popularity, I was still just as enthusiastic from the start as I am now, because it wasn't really about it was just about being actively engaged in something that I'm so passionate about. And so that's the same way you want to go about fitness. Immerse yourself in the workouts. Just accept that you're going to train. Forget about where you're going for a second. Go into the gym and accept that's what you're doing right now. And that's more than enough for you. And so lifting up that barbell, you're not picking up that barbell because you want to build a couple of pounds of muscle. You're not lifting up your barbell because you're so tied to being able to bench press a certain amount of weight. You're lifting up that barbell because you love the feel of it. You love the feeling of just exerting yourself, expressing yourself physically, and how that carries over through every other aspect of the day, and how that is just so deeply rewarding in its own right. And when you can manifest, when you can adopt this mindset, where just suddenly just practicing nutrition properly, practicing training properly just becomes everything you could ever want. You're aligning your internal state with someone that just lives and breathes success. So now the external stuff, how you look, how strong you are, will start to manifest, but with much less effort and struggle on your part. It will just happen. It's like the icing on the cake. So I friggin' love fitness, and that's how I gravitated towards my approach, which generally speaking is awesome. I mean, what I do is, I've talked about this a lot, but basically I believe in, utilizing some intermittent fasting each day with some black coffee. And the black coffee and the fasting, for whatever reason, life just becomes incredible. It just, you never feel so good. If you normally have coffee with a meal or when you're digesting, it's totally different. But anyways, I do some intermittent fasting, just clears up my day. I can focus, I don't have to think about anything. I eat big, full, rewarding meals that have fats and carbs and protein all together, and that is not bad for you. It's about the daily macros you're taking in. And I'm not too stringent about it. And I go to the gym, and when I go to the gym, I go a few days a week, but I go there and I do some damage. I'm lifting heavy, I'm pushing myself, I'm loving it. And you know what? As soon as I start to lose intensity, I'm out of there. I'm not dragging that on. I'm going in for maximum damage, and then I'm out. And this kind of stuff, man, if this had no impact over my physique and how I looked, I would still do it because it's incredible. But I mean, this type of training and nutrition, even though it's awfully simplistic, it works gangbusters. I mean, I just finished this Kino Body Transformation Contest, 3-month contest. The after pictures have just flown in, and the picture testimonials, the written testimonials have just blown my mind. It is amazing what's going on here. And it's so beautiful to be a part of this and have other people be a part of what I'm doing. So it is lovely. But so the point being is, your secondary goal is in terms of achieving a certain physique, a certain look, a certain strength level. Your primary goal is to love and embrace the process. To go into the gym more than just to look a certain way. To go in the gym and to just allow that joy and that happiness and fulfillment just to flow out of you, because it's no longer about chasing a self-image. It's just about just enjoying the process and just accepting the present moment and allowing that to be enough for you, and not just projecting sort of happiness and salvation into some distant moment, which ultimately will not come. Because when you're, and I know this for myself, when you're tied to looking like, when you tell yourself you'll be happy when you have that strength, when you have that physique, well, the operating entity is your ego. And the ego is never truly satisfied in the present moment. So when you do get there, when you do hit that 300-pound bench press, well, now in that present moment, it's never enough for the ego, because the ego only lives in future and past. It looks back to your past to tell you who you are. It looks to the future to bring you fulfillment. In the present moment, when you're truly present, there is no ego until it flashes up again, pops up again. So essentially, what I'm saying is that even if you think that one day when you have that self-image enhancement by achieving a certain goal, that then you're gonna be happy, it's bullshit. It will. There's maybe a brief period of exhilaration, excitement that's short-lived, and then there's a feeling of wanting more. The same state of lack reappears. Now, when you embrace your primary goal, become present in the moment, and just love what you're doing, and allow that joy to flow out of you, well, there is no wanting. Even though you have a vision, you know where you're going, right? This moment is enough for you, and so that outcome dependency, that dependency that you have towards looking a certain way, is just washes out. And as long as that's gone, ease, joy, lightness, and just happiness can just start to flow into your life. And you'd be surprised when you get this down and you allow it to come in. Your workouts are way better. Sticking to your diet is so much easier. Everything just starts to feel more natural, because you're enjoying it. And same way with if you're into any sort of particular activity or sport or business. If you're into, let's say you're trying to get good at martial arts. Well, if you're just trying to get that black belt, you're just trying to be able to beat up your friends, and that's just a means to an end, you're not going to be able to fully enrich yourself in the training. Whereas when you just love practicing that art, and you love just doing the skills and the movement, well, all this newfound intelligence can just flow out of you because you're becoming you're operating from a much more centered place. So I mean, I know this video got a little bit woo-y. Like some people might find it a bit like, you know, they might misinterpret it. And I probably would have too if I watched this video. I mean, no, maybe I wouldn't have. I don't know. I'm being too hard on myself. The point is I wrote an article to kind of to get a little bit more deeply into this. You can just, if you're watching this on Kino Body, you just scroll down the page, read it. If you're on YouTube, then just hit the link in the description. But this stuff is so powerful. Very few people in fitness or any sort of avenue get into this. This is very Tolle, Eckhart Tolle. You know, Power of Now, A New Earth. This stuff I've applied this to my fitness life, to pretty much all aspects of my life, and just the amount it's just helped infinitely. I used a lot of this stuff with my clients, so it's been truly valuable. So hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll talk soon. It's Greg from Kino Body. Take care.